Rock and roll may live forever, but we only retire once. Kevin Lamour of Our Financial Plans and Quadris Investment Services offers a large range of financial solutions from some of the biggest leaders in the investment and insurance landscape of Canada. See how a solid financial plan built with friendly and professional advice can help. Find out more at ourfinancialplans.ca or give them a call at 705-949-1316. Good day, folks, and welcome to another episode of the Lonesome Cowboy Podcast. And on the line this time from the Plowboys, this is Scott Haggerty, and lead singer and guitar player. Hi, Scott. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, my pleasure, Brian. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
There we go. I love the stuff that you guys are doing, those lighthearted melodies that you have, and those wonderful titles that you come up with. And I'm sure none of them are all, and they're not all that way, but they all have that tongue-in-cheek kind of thing, you know, that come from those great songwriters that always did that kind of stuff.
Yeah, three chords and the truth, right? That's the essentials of country music, and that there is a bit of that in there, even with the humor. There's a little bit of there's a nugget of truth in everything we do. But yeah, we like the lighthearted way of writing. It's my favorite. It's just fun. I love playing with words, and I take my inspiration from guys like Roger Miller and Buck Owens, and of course, you know, all the biggies, Merle Haggard, that kind of thing too. I love that. But we love putting a little bit of lightheartedness in the music, and you know, like I said, the bit of truth in there too.
The cowboy suits, of course, that also helps quite a bit especially when you bring up Buck Owens. I noticed that the pink set, the pink with the I don't know if it's teal or robin's egg blue you're
That's
wearing.
Right.
That looked a lot like Buck Owens and those guys posing for their Carnegie Hall concert.
Yeah, I mean, I love that album. I love that cover, and I mean, you can't beat the suits. They look so good back then, and that we kind of took our inspiration. We have that Bakersfield kind of is our sound. So it's what we like. We love that electric guitar, that Telecaster guitar, Don Rich and Buck Owens. You can't beat those guys with the harmonies and the guitar playing. And we take our inspiration a lot from that band, and that right through to the suits. I mean, that's we love wearing them, and you kind of stand up a little straighter. You know what I mean? When you put those things on, you just kind of
can't help it.
Yeah, you do. You kind of get the feel. Now we love that look.
Yeah. Give me a picture again about the band, Scott, in regards to is it a full-time job for everybody, or has everybody come from different backgrounds? And this is just, you know, I'm sure you've all played music before, but, you know, just as the Plowboys, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, at one time or another, I think all of us have been full-time in the business at one point or another in our careers. And now, at the present moment, I'd say out of our 5 members, there are 3 of us who are probably full-time. Our drummer gigging quite a bit with basically here in Eastern Ontario, Brad Baldwin. Our steel guitar player, Andy Schick, well-known throughout this area as well and across Canada. He's a very busy guy, a Hall of Famer in the Ottawa Valley. And our guitar player, Al Torrance, when he's not playing guitar, is a sound tech. And he's just about to embark on a tour through the month of April, the farewell tour for Lunch at Allen's with Murray McLaughlin and those guys. They're doing their farewell tour this spring, and he has been their sound guy for many, many years, and so he's working with them at the moment. So he's a busy cat as well. So
Right.
Yeah.
Now, your dad's in the band.
That's right. I convinced him to come out of retirement in 2016. He also formerly of my mom and dad actually were full-time musicians when I was a kid.
Nice.
Back in the 80s, making records and doing those 7-nighters back in the day when that was a thing. And when they weren't farming, they were out on the road, and then kind of retired in the 90s. And so I talked him back into playing with me, which I'm thankful for. It's a real kick standing beside him every night. He's 75 now. And he's still a going concern. He loves playing.
And he plays what?
He plays the upright bass and the
Oh,
electric
okay.
bass on stage. So he has the
Nice.
big bass that he drags around with him, and yeah, he's the heartbeat of the band, really,
Yeah.
truly.
I discovered another band out of the States that is doing something similar to you guys. I don't know if you're the Honky Tonk Ramblers,
Oh man, those guys are fantastic.
aren't they?
Man, big fan. I've followed them on the internet and love those guys. Those guys talk about a throwback. Wow, they're
No
a
kidding.
throwback band. They sound great. They're legit though, man. They got it all. They're
I,
doing it.
I kind of like it because they have that old Nashville sound
Yeah,
and you
they
have that
kind of like.
Bakersfield sound.
I was gonna say if we're the Bakersfield kind of sound, those guys are that Nashville like mid to late 50s kind of thing, and they do it right. They do a really good job of that.
Yeah, they really do, don't they? Um, so 2016 is when this all came together for you,
That's
and
right.
now you're putting out your debut album.
I know it took a few years, but we started just wanted to get out there and start playing, and we just picked our favorite music from the 50s and 60s and covered it. And then once that pandemic thing came around, we had a little time in our hands, like most people, and I just challenged myself to see if I could write an album's worth of material in that vein that we love so much. And that was it. We're not chasing hit records. We're not in that game. That's not what our game is. Our game is to make music we love and to play it for folks. And that was my inspiration for doing it. Just make music I wanted to hear. And so over that time, I've managed to do some writing. I mean, it's something I kind of gave up. I used to write a lot like 25 years ago and then sort of got away from it and then decided to see if I could flex that muscle again and knock the rust off a little bit. And yeah, we ended up coming up with these songs and recording and releasing in 20 last year we released the album Canada Day.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So are you doing any kind of an official tour for this, or are you just gonna keep it regional for now, or?
No, we've been like playing as much as we can, like everybody else, and we play a lot of the material live, the original material. We played quite a bit of the material before we ever recorded it, just sort of road test it with audiences and not to mention just play it ourselves, so we would have it ready to go by the time we went into the studio, which is always a
Mhm.
nice thing to do. And we're going to continue that this summer. We have some newer material that will be on our second album, which we'll be playing live this summer and then recording and hopefully a second album coming in 2026. Can't
Nice.
wait. Yeah.
Excellent. And do you got that all written yet, or?
Mostly I'm about 8 songs into it, a couple more to go. We like to have about 10 songs. I know a lot of folks, we know that do EPs and stuff. I like the album. I love the to have at least 10 songs on an album. So we're hoping for that.
Yeah, that's so. Is the songwriting is strictly on your part, or does the rest of the band get involved at all?
I'm doing the lion's share of it. Certainly, everybody likes to throw around titles and lines, and I like to run with that. Our drummer, especially Brad, he's the king of the kind of one-liners.
Hmm.
He'll just once in a while I'll get a text message and it'll just be one line. And he goes, "Here you go," and quite often there's a few songs that I've to kind of ran away with just one line and came up with something. The one on our current album is "The Only Place You Took Me Was for Granted."
That
That
one
came,
broke my wife up when she heard that one, boy.
yeah, that came from him. Came from him. So that was one of those he sent to me, and I just went, "Yep, that's a country song," and kind of
Yeah.
ran with it from there. Yeah.
Yeah, there's all kinds of those. Well, and again, which leads me on to one again that has a very interesting title that worked from Dollarama Daddy.
Yeah, everybody knows Dollarama. It's a
Yeah, of course.
Canadian institution. I
I
guess we
think I
could
was
say
just
that
there
now.
today.
Yeah, I know. And my wife walked out of one day after her shopping experience, and she just messaged me, said, "You got to write a song called Dollarama Daddy." And that was another one of those, just like it just kind of went from the title. And I mean, we've all had the experience. We all know what that experience is like going in that store. Those little miniature shopping carts you put around, push around, and all that.
With the
Because they're all
flags
the
on them.
same. Yeah, exactly. Why? Anyway,
Yeah.
but everybody, it's one of those things because all the stores are pretty much exactly the same, no matter where you are in Canada. It's a real common experience we all have, and so the song really, I think, can be. Everybody can kind of, exactly what I'm talking about when you talk about Dollarama. So
So
it's
who
fun, yeah.
so who's the guy in the band that's doing the touring around Dollarama there?
Yeah, that's our drummer Brad. I roped him into doing the video for it. So we went to our local Dollarama. Well, I mean, we all have probably six of them here where I am. But anyway,
Yeah,
we
really.
picked one. And I said, Brad, put on the cowboy suit. I'm going to follow you around with the camera, and that's exactly what we did. We went in and just sort of unbeknownst to the staff at our Dollarama, went in and filmed our music video for a grand total of I think $26. Was
That's
our
a
budget because
that's a good
that was
budget.
the
Yeah.
amount of that was the amount of stuff we bought
So,
during our shopping spree.
did you try to go through channels with them and say, "Hi, hey, look at this
Yeah.
cool song we
Uh,
wrote."
they didn't think we were very cool at all. I'm sorry to say. So we tried to talk to them. Hey, we want to do this video, and they're like, no, we're not. We don't let people do that.
So
So
you
we
cut
just
it on the fly.
we kind of, yeah, we took matters into our own hands, and so far, no cease and desist, no lawsuits. So I guess we're all right so far.
It's all that matters if you come out on the other side green,
That's
right?
right. That's what I'm hoping. And yeah, I'm kind of crossing fingers. Maybe we will get sued, and we could use the publicity.
Yeah, no kidding, eh? Yeah. If the lawyer's fees and all that can compensate with what you'll get in return, it might be a
That's
worthwhile
right. Yeah.
go. Yeah.
The press would be great.
There you go. So, and the suit, well, I still call them nudie suits, and even though they're not made by nudie, but
In that style, for sure. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Um, and did you guys come out of the gate like that, or was that something you
Yeah.
added later?
No, we came out of the gate like that. I mean, that was the vision I had right from the beginning for the band. I mean, I think show business really is show business. I mean, it's great, and there's nothing wrong with getting up with a pair of jeans and a cowboy hat and whatever you want to do. That's fine. But I always think the performer should look different from the audience. And I guess you can go either way. You can look like your audience or you can look different from your audience. And we decided to, right out of the gate, make sure we stuck out with those suits. And I mean, quite honestly, sometimes we get up there and we get a round of applause before we ever play anything. Just people love seeing them.
I love it.
If we could just send the suits out on their own, this is my master plan, is to send the
Mannequins.
suits out on tour. Yeah,
Yeah.
mannequin. And I just sit home, right? That's the dream. But yeah, no, we came out right off the bat with the suits and tried to get that sound and look right off the top. Luckily enough to find a guy that is a tailor in California that custom makes these in the style of the nudie suits, and so we helped
Yeah.
design them together, and it was neat. Yeah, fun.
Did you ever actually thought about getting a hold of Manuel and see if he would be interested in making
Well,
if you don't
yeah,
have
I
that
know.
budget?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, oh my gosh, those suits are so expensive, but they're so nice. I know. I've been to that store in Nashville, and yeah, that's some shopping I do with my eyes, not my credit card. I'll tell you that
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
Wow,
I
beautiful.
I've actually interviewed Colin Linden,
Mhm.
and when I saw him in concert, I think it was a year or so ago, here in town. I know he lives in Nashville, and he had a nice jacket on. He always does. And I said, hey, Colin. I said, did Manuel make that one for you? And he didn't say anything. He just opened up the inside of his coat, and there it was. And I went,
There was.
okay.
Okay. That's neat. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, great guy. So, Scott, it seems like you guys are having a really good time with the whole thing, and that's great. And maybe you got maybe you're onto something. But all the musicians experience challenges and that kind of stuff. Have you been experienced any challenges in the music business itself that have said to you, God, I hate this part and I wish it would change?
Well, social media is a huge learning curve.
Oh, yes.
As you can see, I'm no spring chicken here with the gray
Yeah.
hair.
Tell me about it.
So, when I was doing this, and when, I could probably say when you and I were both doing this 25 years ago or 30 years ago, we weren't posting on anything because there
No.
wasn't anything to post on. So that, but that's such a major part of the game now is your online presence because it's how you keep your brand out there, as we all know, and constantly feeding that beast has been a learning curve for us, creative learning curve. I mean, it's been fun and certainly trying to keep it engaging with the folks that follow us. That's the challenge, and that's really not what I got into this for. I like playing guitar and I like to sing. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's what we do. But this is a necessary thing that we all have to do now, and find a creative way to do it. So it's been a challenge that way. Some days it is like, oh my gosh, do I have to make another post today? Like we got to keep this thing going. And then other times you're a little more inspired and it's easy. But it's a necessary thing now, and I've tried to be enthusiastic about it rather than treating it like a drag because it is
Hmm.
time consuming, and you don't want to start to hate that kind of stuff because then you're really going to hate it. If you don't want to be on TikTok or Facebook or Instagram, man, this is not going to be much fun. So I've tried to keep it fun for not only myself but for the band because the band has to be part of it too. When we're out
Yeah. Yeah.
doing our thing, we got to make the videos and take the pictures and tell everybody what's going on. And I mean, the end game here is to hopefully get people out to see the show
Yeah,
because that's
exactly.
what it's all about. See the
See,
show, buy the CDs.
yeah. Do you remember once upon a time when we used to make posters and put them up and flyers and everything else and stuck them wherever you could and that usually was enough to get you some butts and seats, but
Imagine.
not today.
No, I
Posters?
know. I know. Poster. Yeah, imagine that. And we have promo kits. Remember the
Oh
promo
yeah,
kits?
yes, yes.
Stick the cassette in and your 8x10 and you print off your bio. And I mean, I guess we don't have to do that anymore, which is, I mean, it's easier. Where are
Yeah.
you? Go to YouTube, go to Facebook. It's all there now, right? I mean,
Mm,
I guess it's easier that way, but yeah, it's different. I mean, my mom and dad, when they were going, they were shoving 45s in an envelope
yeah.
and mailing them off to radio stations by the hundreds back in the day, and then following up with the music directors of the radio station. I mean, that was how it was done back then. I mean,
Hmm.
and you know what? I will say this: they were busier back then than I am now. In
I
the
know.
80s, like I said, those 7 days a week with the matinees on the Sunday. I mean, I've looked at their calendars and because they kept them from years ago, they played more in the 70s and 80s than I will ever hope to play. Their schedule was unbelievable back then. It's
So
changed so much.
and who were your folks? What was their group?
So they were called the Haggertys back in the
Oh,
day.
okay. Wow.
And they had some records out. They had a top 10 back in 1986. They won an RPM Big Country Award as Outstanding New Artist way back in the day.
I
And
something tells me I remember that name. I when you said the
Hot
Haggertys.
on the Heels of Love was their big record back in 1986.
Wow.
And yeah, they had a little run. They had an album, they did their thing, and then played all those clubs like everybody did back in the
Mm.
day. And yeah, they did it.
Like all the great places, they like Grossman's and Horseshoe
Yeah.
and
Well,
you know,
and they did the northern tour that everybody had to do up the Kappas Casing and North Bay and Hearst and
Sault
Thunder.
Ste.
Oh my
Marine.
God. Yeah, they hit a moose. They hit a moose with their cube band North Bay, and oh yeah, all those. Every band has those stories, and they did all that back then. Yeah,
Yeah, they call that tour up and around. Well, like I said, compared to the rest of the tour, the Sioux is a luxury stop, but they call that the Woodshed Tour when you do that.
yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. Oh, we're
yeah,
doing the
for sure.
Woodshed Tour. That means and I'm actually doing one of those in October, believe it or not.
Are you really?
Me
Oh
and
my
another
goodness.
artist, we are touring our two albums that are about Northern Ontario history, and we start October 2nd in the Sioux, and then all the spots in between, just Echo
That's
Bay and
amazing.
Blind River and Cape Real and all that fun stuff. Yeah. So
That's cool.
yeah, so I'm getting to do that. I bet your folks probably played the Sioux in the day. back in the day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, no doubt. They did, any place. It was the agents would set up those tours, or you just go week to week to week, and they'd be gone for 4 weeks at a time.
Yeah,
And my sister and I'd be home with my grandmother or something while they're out on the road.
yeah. Um, the Speaking of gray hair, this also affects this part of the brain too. So, as far as geez, Brian, you're having a giant brain fart here on this one. Ah, there we go. Thank you. Um, so you just play like you've played with other bands, but right now it's just the Plowboys. That's your project?
That's my main project, yeah, right now. And when we're not doing that, we're actually farming. I mean, the Plowboys is a real name that comes from a real occupation. My dad and I are still on the family farm at home with my mom, and I live just down the road from my folks, and we have about 200 acres that we still farm right now. They
Nice.
used to be dairy farmers when they weren't playing music. They were dairy farmers for a while. So, and now we cash crop hay. So the plowboy thing really is born out of us plowing the fields because that's exactly what we still do. We still grow
Mm,
crops here in Eastern Ontario
yeah,
and play music. That's
there
what
you
my
go.
life is right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a small knowledge on that. Like I said, my wife, I married the rancher's daughter. Her father was a registered Hereford bull rancher in North Dakota.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you did all right then. You
Uh,
married well. Nothing
Yeah,
wrong with that.
yeah, good stock, those people. Farmers,
You got it.
ranchers, those are the people that that you want to have for quality when it comes to that kind of stuff. Um,
Yeah.
so what's the plans for the Plowboys? Another album
Yeah, the
and anything
album.
else?
We're gonna start doing that. Recording pretty quickly. We've got pretty good lineup for the summer. Probably the busiest we've been since the pandemic. So that's looking up to as far
Sure.
as actually playing live. And yeah, that's about as far as we take it a season at a time. And this summer season, we're looking forward to it and recording this thing over the next little while to be released for next year.
Hmm.
And we'll take it from there. I mean, you can't look too far ahead, I don't think, these days, really. I think you just got to take it a bit at a time. That's what we're doing and having fun.
Yeah, yeah, I get you. That's exactly it. And then hopefully we'll maybe see you on a tour somewhere, you know?
Well, just check our website,
Oh yeah.
plowboys.ca. And of course, you can find us on Facebook. Type in the Plowboys on
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever your
There you
social
go.
media
Yeah.
choice is. And you'll find us and find out where we're going to be. And like I say, just keep an eye out for us. We'd love to see you.
Yeah, outstanding. Well, there it is, folks. The Plowboys, a classic Bakersfield sound country like you've never heard it since Buck Owens, and Dwight Yoakam was about the only other guy that ever took up that sound, but these guys have definitely got it locked down, that's for sure.
Oh,
Scott,
thanks,
thanks
Ryan.
again. Thank you for doing this.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Anytime.
All right, my friend. Rock and roll may live forever, but we only retire once. Kevin Lamour of Our Financial Plans and Quadris Investment Services offers a large range of financial solutions from some of the biggest leaders in the investment and insurance landscape of Canada. See how a solid financial plan built with friendly and professional advice can help. Find out more at ourfinancialplans.ca or give them a call at 705 949 1316.